Hello again. This time we're going to go over a speed demon hunter farm build, and so this one is designed for, you can do up to T10, and also the variant I'm going to be showing you, which is a cold build variant, is going to be useful for clearing up to like G Gritter Riff around the 50s in like 2 to 3 minutes. And I use this build to farm blood shards because you can do them pretty quick, and it's a nice break from any other kind of main characters that you have. So we'll go over the gear, you know, cube, what's cubed, the skills, paragon points, you know, all of that stuff. So we'll go ahead and start with the gear, and then we'll jump into the skills. So this is a Unhallowed Demon Hunter set. So for this, you're going to want to run with all 6 pieces. So no royal ring. So as you can see, the 2 set is your generators, generate 2 additional hatred and 1 discipline. And the 4 set is gain 60% damage reduction and deals 60% increased damage for 8 seconds if no enemy is within 10 yards of you. You really won't have a problem with that, because for the most part you're going to be decimating everything that's in a cone in front of you. The 6 set is your generators, multi-shot, and vengeance. Deal 20% additional damage for every point of discipline that you have. Now that's the big damage. That's the enormous damage multiplier right there. Is the 6 set. So as you can see, you know, the 71 is going to be absurd in terms of damage for your multi-shot. So as I said, we're running with all 6 pieces. We got a diamond in the headpiece. We got just the regular dexterity gems that you would expect. For the weapon, this is one of the key things that I would consider mandatory along with the 6 set, just because of how much it does for the build. Yang's Recurve. It looks a lot like Cluck Eye, and you'll get a lot of Cluck Eyes, or in my experience I have. So the effects on this bow is reduces all resource costs by 48%. So that's going to let you spam your multi-shot in this build. And spam, spam, spam. And the big thing is multi-shot attacks 50% faster. So this allows you to spam and keep up the spam. So you could it's like one of those things where it's like you could cube this weapon, but you really want all that resource cost reduction on the weapon, or it helps a lot. For the offhand, or the quiver, we're using a Dead Man's Legacy, and as you can see, the thing for this one is that multi-shot hits enemies below you know, X percentage of health. So in this case, I rolled a 53, but you could get up to 60%, and that you'll see the damage just obliterate enemies. I mean, it's pretty insane actually. And then also you can see it increases the multi-shot damage by a percentage, so another kind of double your damage type mechanic. For the belt, we're using a Witching Hour. I got kind of lucky with this one. Rolled Ancient, but you just want it for straight damage. For rings, we're using a Focus and Restraint. This is just as you're running through. I mean, you kind of tap once with your generator and you just spam multi-shot and you kill everything on the screen. So Focus and Restraint combo. For the bracers, we're using the Warzer Chian arm guards. So this is just move speed. So since you're going to be multi-shotting, you're going to be destroying everything on the screen in front of you. So you're typically hitting objects as well, so it's just for added movement speed. You can sub this out for any personal preference that you have. Really, they're not really required in any form or fashion. I know a lot of people would want to use Nemesis bracers for speed clearing stuff. I don't have any specific neck. I just am using the one that I have the highest at the moment, which is the Squirts necklace. So I don't think there's anything really required for this slot. You can use just whatever has your highest damage. A lot of the speed farming builds use like a Hellfire Amulet for this slot, which would give you another passive. And if you don't know, the Hellfire Amulet is crafted from... You can buy the plan from Squirt the Peddler. You should go to Miscellaneous and buy the plan right here. And then And each act, you'll notice there is a little key. So like right here in the Dogger Oasis, there's a little key. They're key wardens. In Act 1, we just showed Act 2, Act 3, and Act 4. And they each have a chance of dropping a little machine of terror. Or little, you know, these machines. So this one's like fright, regret, and terror. And when you have those machines, you can go to Tristram. And you just come over here, break open this door, and when you go in here, if you activated one of those items, it would spawn a portal, and it would take you into a realm, like a double boss realm type deal. And I believe it's Torment 6 and above is 100% guaranteed for the legendary materials to drop. And you use, once you have all 4 of those, then you can craft the Hellfire Amulet. So it's a little bit of a tangent, but so that's all the gear. Now we can hop into the skills. So what we're using Evasive Fire with Focus. They buffed the range on this a while. It had been a while since I'd played a Demon Hunter, but this has pretty good range now. So we're just using this to proc our Focus and Restraint combo, and it deals decent damage, but you won't be using this all that much. The big part of the build is multi-shot. We're using Wind Chill. So this fires a massive volley of arrows, and enemies hit are chilled and have 50% chance to be critically hit for 3 seconds. So this is going to be your main spell right here. We're using Companion with Wolf Companion, and the main thing is we have a lot of cooldown reduction, so we can keep a 30% damage buff for a long period of time. We're using Vault with Tumble. So this is just extra mobility, and you'll see with the reduced resource cost, you can just spam Vault with almost no penalty. We're using Vengeance with Seath, so this is 10 hatred per second. This has a really high uptime and helps just keep your hatred up, and you keep spamming multi-shot. And then we're using Preparation with Invigoration, so permanently increase maximum discipline by 2. So if you remember, our 6 set increases the damage that we deal with multi-shot by 20% for every point of discipline. So this is a huge damage upgrade, and since you're on some of those lesser packed rifts, you're going to be tumbling a lot, and this just helps kind of sustain the momentum. Now our passive skills, we're using Blood Vengeance, so we get increased max hatred, and we get 30 hatred and 3 discipline when we're healed by a health globe. So picking up globes just refills our resources and keeps the snowball going. We're using Steady Aim, so as long as there are no enemies within 10 yards, all damage is increased by 20%. Now if you remember our 6-piece set for the Unhallowed, we get increased damage and reduced damage taken if there are no enemies within 10 yards. So this just kind of synergizes. You just have more damage when enemies aren't within 10 yards. Using Ambush, so you deal 40% additional damage to enemies above 75% health. This just helps nuke things on the screen, because you're going to be tumbling in and then, you know, firing a volley of multi-shots, and you just want to clear everything in front of you, so this helps do that. And then Cull the Weak, increased damage against chilled enemy, slowed or chilled enemy within 20%. So since we're going to be multi-shotting everything, it's all with the cold, we're all going to be chilling them, so they'll always be chilled, so it's just another 20% damage bonus. As for what's in the cube, Dawn is the crossbow we're using in the weapon slot, which reduces the cooldown of Vengeance by 65%. So this just helps keep the hatred generation up, which in turn just helps you kill things faster. So I really recommend using Dawn in the cube. Like I said, you could use Cluck Eye, or not Cluck Eye. See, I get so many of the Cluck Eyes, I keep saying it when I see this. You could use Yang's Recurve in there, but just remember you're not going to have the reduction in resource costs, which may not be a problem if you have a good enough ancient weapon. But I like using Dawn for that cooldown reduction on it. For our armor slot, we're using Gold Wrap. Now, I will put this up front. You are unbelievably squishy in this build. Now, I know that 19 million toughness doesn't look like squishy stuff, but on T10 and in the greater rifts that are above T10, you can get like one-tapped by a monster kind of, you know, sneezing at you. So just be aware of that. You're gonna die sometimes. You know, you get unlucky, or you're just, you know, spamming multi-shot away, and I might even die, you know, showing you what a rift looks like. So for normal rifts, you can use gold wrap, and what that'll do is just whenever you pick up gold, you gain armor equal to the amount picked up, and since it's T10, you're picking up so much that you basically become invincible. I mean, you'll get billions of toughness. So I like using this on normal rifts just so in case I get, you know, flicked the wrong way, I'm not dying all the time. Which most of the time you're destroying everything on screen. But now for the ring slot, we're just using convention for passive damage. You could really use anything in this slot that you wanted. Maybe you want to juggle sets around with, you know, this 6-piece and something else. You can use a royal ring. I like having all 6 pieces though. So this is personal preference for this slot. I mean, maybe you could use like an avarice band for normal rifts with the boon. So anything you want. I like the convention for the passive stuff. For legendary gems, we're using the Zay's Stone of Vengeance. So right now, damage you deal is increased by 5.4% for every 10 yards between you and the enemy hit, maximum of 27% increase of 50 yards. And then 20% chance to stun the enemy for a second. So you're going to be kind of rolling and just bombarding everything on screen, so this just helps with the nuke factor. 20% stun just helps keep things, you know, far enough away or keep them from getting to you. Surprise, surprise, Bane of the Trapped again. Increased damage against enemies under the effects of control impairing effects. So, as you know, I said earlier, we're going to be multi-shotting, chilling everything, so this is just another damage increase. And then, this is the one you can swap out for greater rifts, because obviously, you know, mobs don't drop gold on greater rifts, so I'm in the process of ranking another one up, and just FYI, Boon of the Hoarder will max rank at 50, and it'll give you a 100% chance for them to explode on gold. So that's when gold wrap becomes insane, because every mob you kill is dropping gold. You could swap it out for Wreath of Lightning if I don't think I'm at the gear and I don't move fast enough, but Wreath of Lightning would help with clear times. You could use, I don't have it in here, do I? Oh, there it is. Bane of the Powerful is always a choice. Although you kill things so fast, I'm not even sure if you'd notice if you had this on there. But, you know, for greater rifts, I'm just going to leave that up to personal preference, whatever you like using. So, the last thing before we kind of jump into a rift here is Paragon points. So, I always like to have cap move speed. And then the rest I just dump into dexterity. I don't really think you need max hatred. I haven't really felt like I'm always losing out on it. And then you could put it into vitality, but I'm just that kind of person who just, you know, where's the damage? You know, I want to deal more damage. For offense, you're going to want to go crit hit damage, crit hit chance. And then actually for this build, if you feel like you're lacking in cooldown reduction, you could max this out first. So if you're missing, you know, the Dawn in the cube, or you just feel like you need the skills up faster, cooldown reduction is always an option to go. But I like the crit hit damage, crit hit chance, and then cooldown. And you don't really need attack speed, because once you have the Yang's recurve, you're just going to be, you just won't need this stat. It's not that important. Defense, you're going to want to go resist all, armor, and then life percent, and then regen last. And then utility, I like going for the resource cost reduction, area damage, and then life on hit, and then gold finds last. So I believe that covers, you know, the primary, the gear, the skills, the cube, all that jazz. So we'll do, what have I been doing? So we'll do a 45 rift, and we'll just kind of show you how fast this build goes. I like this build a lot more. It's been a nice break from the wizard. I know a lot of people like the explosive blast build. We'll go ahead and see. Hopefully we can do this. Hopefully get a nice run and kind of show you what it's capable of. So we kind of just howl, and then you just roll and bombard everything on the screen. And you can see I took a big chunk right there. So as you can see, you just kind of like tumble and then blow up everything. So as you can see, your attack speed with the multi-shot is absolutely hilarious. And I'm getting chunked by fireballs. Oh wow, there are 2 mobs there. Now, I didn't cover it then, but as you might have noticed, I don't have nemesis bracers on this person yet. I've been lazy, and I have not cubed one yet. So, for even faster clear times than this, you could just use nemesis bracers in the cube, or you could just wear them if you know, want to cube a different armor item. But I will definitely be using nemesis bracers when I get them. I've been lazy about it. This is what I mean by squishy. You can see I get flicked on the nose and like 3/4 of my health are gone. So the majority of the time you're just going to be doing this. You're going to kind of be rolling through and clearing out everything in front of you before it has a chance to even do anything whatsoever. But there will be that time when they die, and I might die depending on the kind of Rift Guardian we got. Like, I couldn't even kill Greed in Greed's realm. I had to give up because I would just get one tap. As you can see, once enemies get below 50% health and the multi-shot hits, well, you can't even really tell they're getting below 50% because they're just dying. But you'll see on the Rift Guardian when the damage like bumps up. So it's just kind of, you know, keep your vengeance skill up. I mean, you keep it up a lot of the time, majority, and press the wolf cooldown for the 30% damage, which is up the majority of the time with high enough cooldown reduction. And then if you're finding yourself vaulting a lot, that's when you would use your preparation to restore discipline. Because the key thing to remember is your multiplier for your damage on your multi-shot is increased by the amount of discipline you have. So if you're vaulting all over the place and you have no discipline left, you're not going to do... Oh, see, there you go. I got flicked on the nose. What is that? If you don't have any discipline, you're not going to do any damage. I mean, at all. So it's just kind of an important thing to keep in mind. So that wasn't bad. That was a little over 3 minutes, but you could see that was a T10 Rift, and we absolutely manhandled it. And we were using Boon of the Hoarder and a gold wrap in our cube, which were, you know, are completely useless for the greater rifts. And for the most part, regular rifts look the exact same, except obviously golden items are popping out of everybody. But that is just kind of a general overview of the Unhallowed kind of, real quick there, it popped up 3 minutes 27 seconds. Usually the runs are around, you know, 3 minutes on average, I would say. And it's, you know, it's about, what, 99 blood shards, like, you know, a little 270 something, 260 for most times, which I think is a pretty good speed for 3 minutes. And so yeah, it's been helping just kind of farm up blood shards and then spend them all on a new character. So that's in general, it's just kind of an overview of the speed farm build for the Unhallowed Essence. Hope you liked the video. Thanks.